What you doing?
Well, good morning, adventurers. Take a guess what's happening right now. I went to take a shower and I noticed a bunch of water pouring out of right down here. We're on a bit of an angle, so we thought it was just kind of pooling and dripping over the shower tub thing here. Upon further inspection, it's not. We can't get in here to get a sense of what the heck is happening, so we got to take this bottom piece out. And of course, everything else that was under this freaking sink.
Everything.
Oh my God, I'm really hoping this isn't something serious, because getting like in the innards of this shower would be incredibly difficult.
There's just like a few inches clearance between the floor and the pan.
Yeah, Allison cut this piece and she did a bang up job, man.
I did a very custom job in there.
It's like a glove.
Whoa. Oh, did you just break my very custom job?
I don't think so. What the heck, man? It's like Legos. Look, this is Allison's fancy little piece she did for the floor.
Very proud of it. I had to measure everything 57 times.
Really good job. And this is a really weird one because there is water in this spot right here, but we can't tell where the heck it is draining down from. Ow! Jeez.
It doesn't appear to come from any of our pipes in there or
No.
anything.
There's nothing on the tub that's leaking either. It's all like really sealed and waterproof. Okay, so I can't really tell what the heck is going on, but it's something under this piece of wood. So I'm just gonna pop that little block out of there and see if I can get a closer look. Trouble is, this is very tight. I'm having a really hard time getting the drill in here. There we go. Come on, son of a gun. And is this giving you all flashbacks to when we were working on the RV? All right, that's my angle. Oh, there we go. We're in business. So this is the block, and you can see that it's nice and wet on the bottom. So some water has somehow been like pooling underneath this. It must not have been doing it for too long because it's not moldy, it's not really seeped in, the wood isn't really damaged, so this must be kind of a new problem. I just can't quite get my head in at the right angle to figure this out. I should probably put some clothes on, shouldn't I?
I was about to say, you've been like half naked this whole time.
Every time something goes wrong, I just attack the problem immediately. Like if there's a problem under Clementine, I just jump right under it and then I ruin all my clothes. Or in this case, I'm getting all scratched up and banged up. I'll get decent for y'all though. Is that backwards? I just put my shirt on backwards. Whoops. Yeah, this is not how I saw our morning going. Look at this.
We knew we had some projects to work on, but this was not one of them at all.
All right, back into the manhole. Ow, son of a gun. All right, we did another test and we got water coming through and we cannot figure out where the heck it's coming from. I mean, there's water here though, so something's seeping out of this corner here.
And I just thought I was a really sloppy shower. I got out and there was all this water, but I just assumed we were on this weird incline and there was water pooled here when I was getting out, so I just assumed it went over. And I even put a towel here because I noticed it last time.
It's seeping out from here somehow.
Well, y'all, when it rains, it pours from our shower down under our floorboards. I was walking around and I heard a little squish and I was like, what's that? I looked down, oh, the water doesn't just run on top of the floor, it runs underneath it. All the way even over to here.
So here's what's happening. The water is seeping behind our caulk down there. It's flowing down behind. It's not getting into the inner workings of it. Instead, it's pulling right here because we're on such an angle. Coming down there. It's dripping out here, but that means it's actually going under the floor. I guess I thought we sealed all this, but we must not have sealed it enough for this kind of water. And that's just kind of draining down there.
That goes to show you, kids, get blocks to prop up your RV. Always being level is a good thing. And also just don't build your own RV because apparently it's really hard to do and you just make a lot of mistakes.
Man, the shower has been working so great up until now, but I think over time, just with the RV moving, some of the seals down here have kind of separated a little bit. You really can't tell by looking at it, but we've run water on it and then it immediately pours out there. So somehow in these little spots, water is kind of getting back there.
We've been so diligent. Like every time we take a shower, we always inspect everything. We wipe it down after each shower. So
but you can't see what's actually going on. It's just seeping in these tiny little holes there. So we're gonna have to reseal all these seams. We're gonna have to probably recaulk the bottom. I think we can keep the water out. I mean, at this point, there's nothing else we can do. I mean, what the heck else would we do to fix it?
Set it on fire?
Yeah. If the RV's level, it really doesn't leak. I mean, all that stuff is sealed technically. It can't really get into the wood, but we'll just have to make sure the RV's level and keep our eye on it. Make sure there's not water seeping out of the freaking floor. Ah!
Just knowing all the water damage that was behind everything in here when we first got her, and knowing that now we are contributing to that again.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hurting our hearts a little bit.
And we're not about to take up this floor to fix it. So I guess we're just gonna put some fans down and keep the air flowing and try to dry it up. We are back on the road. We decided to go ahead and put a pin in the shower issue. We still have to devise a plan of attack for that. But anyways, we need to cover some more ground. We've actually been in Reno. We were just like taking a few days off, just chilling there. But now we've hit the road and we are heading about 6 hours north to the town of Bend, Oregon. That is next on the agenda. But it's a long, long drive, lots of hills. We decided to go the scenic route and hopefully it's gonna be worth it.
It seemed like any route was going to be somewhat scenic and hilly, so we just decided the one that everyone recommended.
But we still have a bunch of other things we need to work on the RV and with Ruby. So we're gonna continue that when we get to Bend. But for right now, we're just gonna pedal to the metal and get there as quick as we can because our ETA puts us in at like 8 p.m. We don't really love driving this thing in the dark, so we try to avoid it if we can. But you're doing a great job.
Thanks. Are you about ready to drive?
Yeah, I'm ready as soon as you find a gas station.
Yo, there haven't been services for like 2 hours now. It's kind of wild.
Yo, we just got caught in a horrible storm. It is just pouring. There's wind blowing us all over the road. Allison's getting a little wet over here.
There's so much water coming in our brand new windshield.
Yeah, if you guys remember, we got this window redone and kind of resealed, but they still use the original gasket. They just kind of put some butyl in there. That's kind of all you can do, I think. And it's pouring out right over there.
And it's turned the steering wheel into a luge that sprays conveniently right into my crotch. So I'm just like...
Oh yeah, it's dripping right down here.
Yeah, my butt is just soaked at the moment.
So we ended up just pulling into a rest stop last night that was about an hour south of Bend. It actually turned out to be a really decent rest stop and the night was going very well until I fell out of the RV. Now I'm on crutches.
He was like, I'm gonna go out and do something, and then the whole RV starts shaking back and forth and I hear all this pounding and stuff, and all of a sudden he's like crawling back inside.
When we're in a parking lot, I'm always too lazy to let these stairs out, so I just took a big fat step with my left foot and went, blah! I usually twist the right one, and this one recovers really quickly because I twisted it like 5,000 times in my life, but this one I don't twist that often, and when I do, it's bad. So now I've been hobbling around like this on crutches. I can't remember the last time I was on crutches. It's been like a decade probably.
And now we made it to beautiful Bend. There's a bit of wildfire smoke, but we're gonna go out and do all these hikes, go explore the city, and now we're just sitting around.
Yeah, as you can see, I can kind of put a little bit of weight on it, but I can't stand like straight down on it, so I'm kind of sticking with the crutches because I don't want it to heal improperly, which is what I always have done in the past.
Yeah, so apologies if there's no video from Bend.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we can still maybe sort it out. You laughing at me? This isn't fun.
Laughing with you.
So the swelling, believe it or not, has actually gone down quite a bit, but now the bruising has started. So this whole thing was like sticking out like this far before. At least I got you to take care of me. Not you, her. You guys will never take care of me, come on.
Yeah, it's a very good thing that I learned how to drive Ruby because I'm realizing he can't use his clutch foot.
This is my clutch foot, dang it. I still haven't figured out quite how to climb back into the RV. Something like this, maybe. Oh, this kind of works. There we go. I'm gonna take a day to try to heal up, maybe a couple days, and then I guess we'll see in a bit. To be continued. Well, good afternoon, y'all. My ankle is healing up fairly nicely, but I've had to be off for like the last couple of days. And during that time, Allison has been chauffeuring me around all about town.
Oh, I'm getting pretty good at driving this little girl.
Yeah, she's not bad. Killed it a couple times, but you know, that's to be expected. Ruby is really hard to drive, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still prefer an automatic way more. But it is a lot of fun when you learn how to drive a manual.
Yeah.
You really can go zipping all around.
But we are just out running errands today. We got to get an oil change in Ruby, and there's a few things we have to pick up to repair some kind of odds and ends on the RV. And then we are heading further up north tomorrow, you guys. I don't know if we've said exactly what our plans are. Should we say it?
I think we said it once.
We didn't exactly say it.
A few videos ago.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. So we mentioned we're going to Alaska. We're not driving to Alaska, you guys, because that is way too dang far. You gotta zip and zag through all kinds of crazy mountain roads. We're not gonna do all that. So instead, we're gonna put Clementine and Ruby on a boat.
And ourselves, too.
Yeah, and ourselves. And then they're gonna sail off into the sunset. We're a little nervous about it, you guys. We've been planning this for a long time, and we're hoping everything goes smoothly, but you'll just have to stay tuned and see what problems arise.
Yeah, the process of even booking this was a whole fiasco. So, you know, I don't have the highest of hopes that it's gonna go smoothly, but it'll at least be an adventure.
But for now, we're gonna run our couple of errands, we're gonna fix a couple things, and then we are going to shove off first thing tomorrow.
Looking good up there.
Don't show me hobbling around.
He keeps trying to walk without this, and I know it's just gonna make him hurt longer, so.
Yeah, so I figure I'll just use the crutch when I can. I only need the one. I mean, I can almost walk on it, you guys, but I don't want to make it worse. Mainly because she keeps giving me such a hard time about it.
I got a lot of hiking plans up north, dude.
That's true.
Kitty.
This happens all the time. Randomly, Allison just starts doing this, and I'm like, where's the freaking cat? This is something really small, really minuscule, but it's been driving us freaking nuts.
We got this gas can, and this little straps it down, but anybody could come and take this from us.
Yeah.
So we got a little lock. We're gonna lock up our tank and our gas.
One more thing to rattle around while we're driving Ruby.
Yeah.
But hey, now we can actually put gas in this thing without worrying about somebody stealing all of it from us.
Yeah, especially now that regular gas seems to be more than diesel, now that we're in a gas vehicle.
I know. One more thing, done.
One more key to keep track of.
Next problem, this taillight is not working. The brake light's working, the blinker's working, but it's just not working when the lights are on. We don't usually drive at night all that often, so it's not been that big of a deal, but since we're fixing stuff, I'm gonna fix stuff. Is it raining? Oh man. Aha!
Oh, we have light!
You can turn the power off. Usually you want to do this with the power off, but I wanted to make sure it was the light.
The next RV project we're trying to tackle... That
Started off so strong.
Sounded really weird coming out of my mouth. Tackle. This little backup camera is not working any longer. See, it starts up all nice and you're like, yeah, and then it says no signal.
Yeah, so this just randomly happened. What's going on here is there's a cable that runs down here. It's connected right there, and then there's an extender that runs all the way to the back into the bathroom and then connects to the camera in the back. So there could be a problem with that extender, although it's literally just laying on, through the cabinetry there, so I don't think that's it. Or the camera's busted back there. It's one of those cameras from Amazon, so maybe it's just not as waterproof as they say. Anyways, we got to take the freaking light off back there to get to the connector and make sure there's not some problem back there. So we're gonna pop this off and see if the connector came loose or something like that. I don't know. We're kind of nervous to mess with stuff like this because we've kind of got it perfect, and you see we had to do this whole little contraption here to support it, and if it gets off kilter, then maybe we'll never get it back to where it was.
Yeah, this is my prized possession, this light, so if it doesn't go back, I'm done. I'm leaving.
So this is the connector for the backup camera. I mean, I'm not seeing any damage, any moisture, anything. I think that the camera is faulty and that moisture got in it or something. I mean, it's an outdoor camera, but...
So our time in Bend has sadly come to an end. And
good one.
That's all I have to say about that. Obviously, we didn't really get to do anything that we wanted to here.
Or anything at all, really.
Anything at all. Poor Eric's ankle is just...
Yeah, I can stand, but that's pretty much it. I'm still kind of hobbling around, keeping it wrapped up. And
gnarly and purple and green. That's okay. I mean, we still had a good time. We did go out and, get coffee and food and stuff like that. They have a very great beer and food scene here.
Yeah, which we were going to show you guys, but I guess for another time.
We didn't get our screen fixed. The camera is still not working. It started raining yesterday, so we weren't able to really mess around with it outside. Yeah,
but I do feel like we've narrowed it down. We're going to get another camera and we're going to plug it in right here and see if it works, and then we'll just replace that one and that should work.
In the meantime, it's a little sketchy. I don't like not having eyes on Ruby back there. Right now, we're actually heading up to Seattle. It's gonna be a long drive, about 5 or 6 hours. We'll see how far we get.
But we got a date with a fairy.
A boat, not a magical woodland creature.
Yeah. I guess I should clarify that. That's really funny. Guess I should get in.
If you want to.
Hobble over.
Yeah.
I can almost walk, you guys, but I'm trying not to put too much weight on this thing. Yo, this smoke is freaking crazy. There's basically no visibility, so we can hardly see anything. There was actually 2 different routes we could take to get to Seattle. We could go up north or over west. We chose to do west, and I'm glad we did, because if we had went the northern route, we'd be in the thickest part of the smoke the entire time. But luckily this way, we should slowly get out of the smoke. But man, it's kind of messing with me. It's like I'm feeling a little like I'm not getting enough oxygen or something. I had problems with asthma when I was a kid, so sometimes it flares up. All right, the smoke has officially dissipated. I think we got through the worst of it. Right when we got into the mountains, we could actually see Mount Hood like slowly appearing before us. It's still got a ton of snow on it. And apparently that is the highest peak in Oregon.
But now we're like in pine forest. It's beautiful. There's mountains everywhere. Sorry, there's a sharp turn. Everything's falling.
She's trying to pay attention because this is like a 6% downgrade.
Yeah.
I think we've done most of the uphill climb, so it should be mostly downhill from here, I think, hopefully.
Whoa. All right, well, we finally made it to Seattle. It was a bit more wild of a trip than we thought. It took a lot longer than we thought it was going to.
And honestly, we weren't sure that we would even get to this point.
No,
but we're so excited.
But we're here, and we only have 1 more hour to go to get up to Bellingham, which is where we actually catch the ferry from. So, can we say we made it?
It's gonna work. We made it.
Yeah.
Clementine and Ruby are going to Alaska, dang it. It's gonna happen.
The family's going to Alaska. So this past week didn't quite go as planned. You know, we had quite a few issues on the RV, and we didn't actually get to tackle really any of them, I feel like. And then Eric twisting his ankle, falling out of the RV.
Yeah.
Sadly, we didn't really get to go explore Bend, which is a bummer, but it was a very cool city. If any of you are wondering, confirmed. Cool, go there. Just wait until the wildfire smoke is gone, hopefully, because that was pretty extreme.
But we are going to show you guys Alaska properly, all right?
Yes.
Nothing but smooth sailing from here on out.
Literally
Pun intended.
Smooth sailing, and
All
then
right.
smooth driving.
This is over.
And then smooth seals. Seals are
What
smooth,
the hell
right?
are you talking
We'll see
about?
some smooth seals.
It's time. This is when you know it's time to end the video.
Yeah, fun stuff coming up, I promise, and more eloquent things. Okay, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.